Hello and welcome to Under the Art Sports. I'm David, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Cardinals baseball. But before we do, please remember to hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. Now, I want to begin this conversation by saying the Cardinals are in a slump, and there is a reason behind that. We'll get into that in a minute. But before we do, let's take a look at our standings. Cardinals have a record of 31-29. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They got swept by the Reds in 4-game series, which really hurts. And they are 3-7 in their last 10. Looking ahead in our schedule, they go on to play Cleveland in a 2-game series this week. The good news is they have an off day on June 7th, and they have an off day on June 10th, which will give the team a little chance to recuperate, maybe heal, and hopefully we might be able to get some guys back. After the 2-game series with Cleveland, they go on the road to Chicago. Then they're back home on June 14th, which is a Monday, to play Miami. So hopefully the Cardinals can get things turned around in the next couple of games. But the bigger problem and issue at hand is, folks, they have 10 guys on the 10-day or 60-day injured list. Just going down the list, guys who are out on the 10-day list right now: Harrison Bader, Justin Williams, KK, Paul DeJong, Max Moroff, Jordan Hicks, Jack Flaherty, Cody Whitley, Miles Michaelis, and Dakota Hudson. Dakota, Miles, and Jordan are on the 60-day list. And if you look at the last 5, those are pitchers. Jordan, Jack, Cody, Miles, and Dakota. And don't forget KK as well. So there's actually 6 pitchers on the list. And to be honest with you, the Cardinals starters have been solid until the last 10 days or so. And then both the bullpen and the starters have been struggling. And this is why. If you take a look, you have 4 starters on the injured list. Now, I know Dakota's been out all year because of issues, so I'm not really expecting him to do much. But you have Miles Michaelis. You have Jack Flaherty out on the 10-day. You have KK out on the 10-day. What do you do? And I put this on our front office because, quite frankly, I felt before the season we didn't have enough pitching, although they seemed to be confident that we did. And now it's coming true that our pitching depth is just shattered. It's like glass. And I kind of felt that going in, that there's a potential for a lot of injuries, and now it's coming true. Another issue we have right now is Yadier Molina has a banged-up knee, so he's been going day-to-day with Andrew Knizner, which is good for Knizner because he's getting more playing time and getting more reps out there, which he needs too, because eventually whenever Molina decides to retire, he's going to end up taking over behind the plate. So the more experience he gets with the pitching staff is always good for the Cardinals. Then you're talking about Harrison Bader on the 10-day. Justin Williams, that's 2 of our outfielders right there. Now you're working with like Rendon out in the outfield. You're putting Edmund out in the outfield and putting Carpenter at second at times. I mean, it's just not ideal. It's not winning baseball. You're not going to do that. But kind of like the Blues season, in all honesty, it's like the last man standing. I don't know what the solution is. Hopefully some of these guys start coming off the 10-day. I know Paul DeJong is starting his rehab down in Memphis, which could be good news. It gives them one more option in the infield and frees up some stuff. Although Sosa has been playing really well, it's going to be hard just to plop DeJong right back into the lineup the way Sosa's been taking at bats right now. So DeJong, I think, is going to have to show that he can hit the ball again and earn his spot back. Otherwise, Sosa is just going to end up taking over his spot until he can prove he can take it back. On the other hand, we really need Harrison Bader back. I know he's not a bat, but his defense out in center field really opens up things for our outfielders, because now you have Tyler O'Neill out in left and Dylan Carlson out in right, and you have one of the best outfields in the country in terms of defense. Um, Plus, in all honesty, this year he hasn't, when he's been in the games, he hasn't been terrible at the plate. So he's made some just adjustments and shown he can contribute from time to time. Every day the lineup comes out, I'll look at it in pain. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but at this point, it really is last man standing. Who do you have left? Who can you throw out there? It's hard to pinch hit for anybody. I mean, and if we're even talking about pitching right now, our bullpen is in shambles too, because with Flaherty, KK, and Miles Michaelis out, now you're looking at the bullpen eating a lot of innings, because you don't know how long some of our pitchers are going to go in these games. So they're going to end up just sucking up all the innings. You have Carlos, who's so inconsistent. He might give you 9 innings one game and then 1 inning the next. Shown by a game earlier this week when he gave up like 9 runs in the first inning. So at this point, they really just need some days off. So it's a good thing Monday and Thursday are off days. Maybe they can regroup, rest up, get reinvigorated, and maybe come and turn things around. They need to if they want to get in the top 2 again, especially with the way Milwaukee's been playing. They're 9-1 in the last 10 games. Onto some bright notes, though. Arenado's been tearing the cover off the ball the last couple of games. His batting average is .287. Some other guys who are hitting the ball well are Dylan Carlson, and when Yadi's healthy and in the lineup, both of them are averaging around .277, and Tyler O'Neill has come back from his injury on fire, hitting a bunch of home runs, and his batting average right now is .278 as well. So if those guys can stay healthy, they could potentially put up some runs, but we have to have more out of the other guys, and that comes back to being healthy. And honestly, I think we just need to have the same guys out there every day. We have not had that this year because everyone's been so injured. It's been frustrating. It's been hard. Sometimes I question when Schultz subs different guys in. I guess the biggest bright spot in the last couple of games, and I'll be the first one to tell you I don't like the guy very much because he hasn't done a whole lot. However, he's been producing lately is Matt Carpenter. If he can keep up with that, I don't have a problem with him playing more. The problem was the terrible start he had to the season. Good news is he seems to be performing well off the bench and in these spot starts. So if he can keep doing that, I don't have a problem with it. Especially when Schultz seems to be picking the right times to put him in there. I don't know what to say. I would say be patient. It's hard. It is a long season. So, I mean, this 10-game slide could turn around and we could be just fine, or the Cardinals could continue to be on the IL and then continue to have their struggles. I just don't know what's going to happen. Biggest thing is, what do you do with the starting pitching? I don't have a lot of faith, especially the way guys keep getting hurt and getting put on the 10-day IL. Flaherty's issue could be a lot longer than 10 days. That's what scares me. There's not a lot of guys you can go out there and trade for, though, and you need someone who can eat innings. So who do you give up? And then this squarely goes back onto the front office, number one, and number two, putting too much stock in the players they have in our minor league system, which in my opinion has been depleted. They really need to work on building up our minor league system again, because let's face it, we haven't had a lot of higher end caliber players come up. We've had a lot of what I like to call journeymen coming through recently and not true starters. And what I mean by that is, like, their whole career is just going to be going back and forth between AAA and the Major League Baseball. They're not going to be able to hold a position Or if you will, they're more of a bench player. They're not true starters. So I know it's a long haul process and they need to work on it through the draft and things like that, but the Cardinals need to figure something out with their AAA system and get things going again. And at the same time, they need to figure out a way to get a starting pitcher. But again, I don't know who you trade and who you can go after, because you got to go after someone who you can't give up a lot for. Otherwise, you're already depleting this team of solid starters when half of them are already hurt. I don't know if you call this a rant or whatever, but that's pretty much my Debbie Downer update, if you will, on the Cardinals. Hopefully next time I talk to you guys, I'll be in a more joyous mood, and hopefully the team will be performing much better. Thank you for watching Under Yard Sports, and again, remember to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. I hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you for watching.